It's the Jakub Show. It's time. Let's go.
That's right, it's time. It's time for the Jakub Show, life advice, health, travel in the world today. And I'm excited to be here because episode 1 of the show that I wasn't sure I was going to do. And here we are. I've planned this for a long time. I've planned this show for a very long time to do something like this and all the ideas behind it. But I wanted to do it right. I want to make sure the timing for it is right. For those that aren't aware yet, I do another podcast, the Sunday Night Army, which is a mainly entertainment and music show. And on episode 410 that recently came out of that show, I gave myself an ultimatum. An ultimatum where it's going to be this show or the other show that'll eventually survive. And I'm going to give it a year. I'm going to give it a year because it's just right. It's just right to see what's going to work. I'm doing extremely well with the other show, but I don't get the opportunity to do the topics that make sense. The topics that make sense for that show won't make sense for this show and vice versa. So I won't be able to talk about anything that's in the title of this show, life advice, health, travel in the world today, on that show. That's a music and entertainment show. So this is why this show's here. This podcast uses my name in it, the Jakub Show, because, well, I wasn't very creative with it. And I figured if I'm in it and it's not taken, and I'm taking it, and I'm going to go with it. Well, a couple of things that we'll cover. First is there won't be any scheduled episodes for this show. This podcast will be whenever there's topics that I need to cover, I will cover them. So you might see 4 or 5 episodes a month. You might see 1 episode a month. But that's what makes it interesting. Because the topics, I've lined up about 50 topics for this podcast already. So there will be a decent type of start. But you never know. Things come up and I get the opportunity, unlike with the other show, I get the opportunity to jump in anytime and start creating. Something happens in the news, I'll be able to jump on right away and throw in a couple-minute episode. Now, these won't be anywhere specific. These could be 5-minute episodes. These could be 2-hour episodes, depending on the topic. There's a topic already that I've recorded for this podcast that will take a couple parts to do. Part 1 of it is already recorded, and it'll be maxed out like 40 minutes already. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot to cover. And do we need another podcast in the world? Absolutely not. We do not. And this is coming from a person that when people ask me advice, because I've been podcasting for an extremely long time, about 15 years now, and 6.5 with my most popular show, and I've done many other podcasts, and I always tell people and ask for advice, should I start a podcast? And I say no, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot to do something like this when it's meaningful. Anybody can go sit down with a microphone and do a YouTube show and do an Instagram show or whatever, but to do something that matters, it takes a lot of creative work. And this is why it took me a few months to put everything together for this show. It took a lot of background work, scheduling, and that's some of the things I'm going to be talking about is scheduling and giving yourself time to do things that you like to do. Because a lot of us don't do that. We do what we can. Not everybody has time for hobbies. And this is a hobby. This is something I just want to share with the world. And I'm lucky enough that I have some time to do that. Not everybody does. And again, it'll be one of the topics of the episodes that come up in the future about scheduling and other stuff like that. But with the other show I do have some reprieve from it as I do my recording and scheduling for the Sunday Night Army in months ahead of time. So I'm okay. And I get to open up the creative circle with this show. I really do. And it's exciting. Some of the things we're obviously talking about is mental health and sports and exercise and lots of traveling. And those are episodes that I will be coming up. And I'm super excited also because I get to enjoy the affiliates that I have with my audience and for things that are important to me. And mental health awareness is extremely important to me. And it's something that we need to address more in this world. So I've partnered up with the Man Project, and they sell amazing quality bracelets. And I do have 3 of them. And these guys focus on mental health for men. Clearly, it's called the Man Project. And they donate part of the earnings to supporting men's mental health initiatives. Like I mentioned, I have 3 of these bracelets. And it's been a few years that I've been affiliated with them. And what I like about them is when I first got in touch, they were super excited because I wanted to focus on this issue. It's not super popular. And I have a discount code, SNA10, when you go to their website, speakupmanprojectorg.com. And they donate, but I also told them that I don't want any kickbacks. Whatever you buy with the discount code, SNA10, it goes directly to a charity. So it's all about spreading awareness. And this is the type of awareness I like to spread. I just don't want to talk about things. I want to do things. And this is why I already have 3 bracelets of my own. They're amazing quality. They fit great. And they last a long time. The great quality stuff. You'll see their ads on Facebook all the time. And I'm excited to be partnered with them and spread men's mental health awareness, because I think that's key to building a better environment in this world. So you'll hear that a lot over the course of this year. Now, things I want to start off with episode 1 of the show is motivation. And motivation is key to doing things that are outside of scheduled time. Like if you think about it, we all work a lot of hours a day. Most of us have jobs outside of things that we like to do. And something has to click internally to say, I'm going to do this. Like I'm going to go play video games for 2 hours and this is my peace time. I do that. But I also like to sit down in front of this microphone and talk. I talk a lot. And finding motivation to do things that you like. Sometimes it's easier to find than going to work, let me tell you. But work pays. Hobbies, most of the time, don't pay. So motivation, and I'll say that word a lot, is key to building. It's key to building and creating. So for this show, my motivation was very clear. Having the opportunity to do something I haven't done in a very, very long time. And the time allotted, like I mentioned, work, there's family stuff we all have to do, there's responsibilities. So finding some time during the week to do stuff is difficult. So for like podcasting, I have to create and do background work, prep, research, all the other fun stuff. And it's not like I'm extremely motivated to sit down for 2-3 hours and like, okay, I have to go read some things so I can talk about them next week. It's not very motivating where I can go and like, hey, I got to go outside and go kids with sports, or go shovel the driveway, or go grocery shopping, or go pay bills, or go to work. It's difficult to find that motivation, but it's about putting priorities where they need to go. It's making sure that you understand that your motivation comes from the reward. Because it might be hard to get up early in the morning for my 9 a.m. interviews for my other show. But the reward of that will be, it feels great when that episode comes out in a few months. And it's fun. There's been many times where I'm like, why did I schedule 10 interviews for a day on my day off? Basically not having a day off. So the question you have to ask yourself, in whatever your hobby is, the cause and effect, the supply and demand, is it worth it? Are you getting the reward out of your hobby of whatever you're doing? Is it worth it? Is it worth your free time? Podcasting, to me, it is, because this is why I still do it for so long. But is it worth the trade-off from your rest time? Because some of us have harder jobs than others. Some of us go in and do things physically. Some of us sit and do things mentally. Totally different work. Totally different exhaustion. Is it worth it? You have to ask yourself that. That's up to you. how rewarding is it? And it impacts your health. And it's one of those topics we'll talk about health on this show many, many times. How does it impact your well-being? Because motivation is key, and sometimes motivation is detrimental to your health. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of mental anguish, physical anguish on not giving yourself the rest you need. I try to counterbalance that. I really do, because 70-hour work weeks are hard, but as in my health episodes, you guys will learn, one of the partners for this show is Nutritology. Nutritology is a supplement company. It's Canadian, and it's one place I turn to get me through these long weeks. Now, if you're ever looking for supplements, I like to know where they come from. These are Canadian. And Nutritology has a variety of things that help you. And they've helped me, and they continue to help me to get through my days. And they help me with my health issues. And again, I like to know where they come from, and they help me, and it goes right into my supplement routine. They have everything I need. Like, I currently just picked up beetroot for my workouts. Helps me with my circulation. Helps me get through my workouts and my long days to recovery. And ashwagandha, because these long weeks, instead of just chugging energy drinks, natural supplements help me. And I've partnered with Nutritology, and I'm going to give you guys a discount code, Jakub10. If you go to Nutritology.com, use Jakub10, get 10% off of your Canadian-made supplements. And I'm a big fan of them. I've been on them for a while. And if you're looking for a good supplement, this is what I would recommend. I'm glad Nutritology is part of the show. And it gets me through it. And I get to them more throughout this year as I do a lot of the health episodes that I have scheduled for the Jakub Show. And we'll get to all that, because there's so much to talk about with health routines and habits and things like that. But getting back to motivation. Staying motivated. Difficult. The final product is rewarding. But how often do you say, screw it? You know what? I wake up, I don't want to. I'm just going to do absolutely nothing. And it's super easy. With the free time we have is to sit on our phones and doom scroll through TikTok. We could lose hours doing that stuff. Or taking, sleeping in, taking naps. But the feeling and reward of achieving whatever you do with your spare time, it's hard to compare that success. And sometimes it's difficult to look back, I had this time. I could have done something. How did I waste that time? So knowing your mindset to your motivation is key to getting through it. Yeah, I'm going to throw in an entire day this month or 2 days this month strictly to this task, and the reward will be creating and experiencing a finished thing. That's how I take it. That's how I take it with podcasting. If you can relate that to what you do, to other creating things, to music, to writing, and we'll talk about writing, to be, if there's a lot of authors that are, I'm sure, listening, to art, to other things that you do, the reward of self-delivery, of creation, should be more than enough to overcome your motivation issues. And if you have takes on what I just talked about today, throw them at me. The Jakub Show podcast at gmail.com is the email. DM me anywhere. Now, the fact that this show is coming out now, I'm going to make one thing super clear. The social media will not be as active. I'm doing something different with this show than I've done previously with my podcasts. The social media factor would be at the minimum. And I know that's kind of going against the grain of most independent podcasters. But believe me, one, I know my limits. And there's no way I have time for all that. I'm already crazy enough doing what I do with everything else. Two, I want to throw this out to the algorithm, to the SEO. I'm doing something different with this show to get the word out there, and it's mostly based on podcasting itself and not social media. I'm looking for an audience that will pick this show up for the information, for the conversation, because the whole point of this show, summed up, is having the conversations you have with yourself in your head every day, about things you see and do every day. Because all of us go through things and struggles and ideas, the ups and downs, by ourselves most of the time in our heads. And that's the goal of this show, to have that conversation for whatever time it takes per episode. And if you're here with me and listening so far, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button on whatever podcast platform you are listening to this show on. And if you think this show will be fun and entertaining, at least for someone, pass it on, share it, because that's the only way I'm interested in growing this show, for an audience that wants to listen. Not the audience that needs to listen, that wants to listen. So what I've learned with my other show is all promo based. Oh, I'm on this show, reward. No, I want to build something that is relatable, something that we do, something that anyone listening to the show can relate to. I want to be the voice that is supplemental to the voice in your head. Like, hey, I think about this. Hey, I talk about this. Hey, I'm having troubles figuring this out. What did Jacob do? And I don't have any answers. I have zero answers. I just have experiences. I have no answers to anything, and I can't help you with solving anything. But I can relate to a lot of the things we all go through. And that's the entire idea for this show. And I hope you enjoy it and keep up with me with all these episodes coming out. Thank you, and I'll talk to you guys soon.